President Trump throwing his support behind Paul Ryan's phased-in replacement of Obamacare last night.
The House has put forward a plan to repeal and replace Obamacare based on the principles I outlined in my joint address. But let me tell you, we're going to arbitrate. We're going to all get together. We're going to get something done. So we're doing it a different way, a complex way. It's fine. The end result is when you have phase one, phase two, phase three, it's going to be great.
So what happens to the Freedom Caucus objections to the Ryan plan now? Joining us is a member of the Congressional Freedom Caucus, Congressman Babin from Texas. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. So the president really throwing his support behind the Ryan three-phased program of getting rid of Obamacare, replacing it. Are you willing to fight the president on this?
Well, great to be with you, David. I think the key word in his announcement was arbitration. Because I think this is still a work in progress, and we're getting the word that we are going to be able to get a few changes in this thing, and I'm trying to get to yes on it. I'm optimistic. You know, I'm a healthcare practitioner myself.
Right.
I campaigned to get rid of Obamacare, which is an utter disaster, costing people their jobs, and you know, it just has to be. It has to be a repeal. We have to do that. So what
would the president have to give to you guys in order for you to sign on to it?
Well, you know, let me just say, just personally, there are a few things. The conversation has been, I think, in the discussions, how many people are we covering on our new program, rather than bringing premiums down. I have 5 kids. I have a lot of constituents. I think we need to start remembering those families out there, working class families with children who are paying astronomical premiums the size of home mortgages and pricing themselves out, what you're pricing them out of the market, are having deductions that are astronomical as well, and so they can't use they cannot use their policies.
Let me just force you, if I could, Congressman, to make a decision on at least one item that the Freedom Caucus has been specific about. Could you eventually accept the fact that selling insurance across state lines would have to wait until phase 1 and phase 2 come in?
You know what? All I can tell you is that if we could purchase insurance across state lines, it's going to help bring that price down.
Understood, but could you wait?
Well, you know, I'm going to wait and see. Like I said, I'm very optimistic, David. We're going to wait and see what can be added to this bill to sweeten up the pot. It's going to have to be a meeting of the minds, and I think, again, the key word that the president used was arbitrate. He's a deal maker, and so I'm optimistic that we're going to get to a deal, and we're going to be able to send the Senate something that's going to be good for the American people.
Well, that's a hopeful sign. Thank you very much. Congressman Babin, great to see you. Appreciate you coming in.